Good evening! Hello, hello, hello! I'm Loxley, Satyr of Strategy, the Caprine Card Shark, the board game goat, and welcome to the Temple of the Hardcore. Hey Daisy, how you doing? Hope things are well. I feel like I've spent so many times starting the stream using the background music of Disco Elysium. I'm cutting a bit? Ooh, can you tell me how? I'm afraid I don't know. I did move my mic slightly. Is that better? Is that stabilized? Just give me a quick heads up. Hello? But yeah. Hi. It's like... Oh? Oh. I mean, it looks pretty smooth on my end. Every few seconds, I drop halfway through a word. Okay, I must have been because I moved my mic. I just kind of sometimes adjust it, and that's never a good idea. I also think like my mic is on the way out. I probably need to work on getting a new one. But you know, my precious Blue Yeti has been keeping me going for a while now. So it is, and you know, money is a thing. Never touch your mic. Ever. Lessons learned. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, as I was saying, I feel like we've used the music within... it's still happening for you, but it could be your receptions. Ooh. I don't know. If anybody else is in chat and you have an idea, or you can tell me how it sounds, please do let me know. I would really appreciate it. But you know, we will carry on and see, because currently, like, I have really good, like, I'm wired, I'm cabled, I'm not seeing anything in my mic to suggest that there's a drop. So yeah, in fact, hang on, I can check this. I can do advanced audio properties. This is, I will say, this is going to be mildly hellish for me for a moment, because what I can do is then switch to monitor and output, at which point I can hear immediately my voice in my own ears, which is just, you know, I like the sound of my own voice. I stream. I'm a voice actor. I like the sound of my own voice. It's very nice to listen to. But right now it does sound like I'm in an infinity of my own echo. And I am traveling through time. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. I'm sounding good. I'm sounding good now. As I say, I always sound good. It's just that thing of, is it consistent? Is it something that's just happening with you? Is it something that's happening with me as well? Anyway, yeah, we're back with Disco Elysium. And, hey, kids, I heard you like disco, so I put Disco Elysium in your Disco Elysium so you can disco whilst you disco. I feel like we've used the church music for this area a hell of a lot, because it just works. It's a good place. It's a good vibe. I like this beat. And I think, that being said, I think we've more or less completed everything we can currently do in what is now canonically Disco Elysium. Except one thing, because I do have a little figurine set, the Headless Fallen Rider, which apparently I can just make as an offering to the innocents. Where is it? Yeah, offer figurines. I should offer any and all I have one day if I meet here in... Oh, is that not something I can do here? Hang on.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
Okay, this literally answers my question. Looks like I can't get this figurine to her.
Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Okay, like what? Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already.
Well, fair enough.
Only a strange little sadness remains. The mother of humanism towers above you.
Okay. That task task still exists, so what can you say? Now, I'm going to say, I'm going to feel a little bad in a moment, because today, we are getting ourselves organized. Literally, the task that I have just been given, I cannot build communism alone. It's time to join my revolutionary brethren. A word, hopefully that task is easier to do than to say. Develop your political consciousness and put Mazovian theory into practice. But where have all the communists gone, and where are all the socialists? I can't filk on the fly with I need a hero. I need a Lenin. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to attend Stebbins' meeting after 2200 at the Cape Side Apartments. It is currently 4:15 in the afternoon, so we have some time to kill. I feel like a good... Do you know what the absolute best objective thing I could do ahead of meeting with my communist brethren? I've got to say, I think it's antagonizing fascists. Because we have... Read more communist theory to be able to filk better. Absolutely. So, we can go ask the scab leader about tattoos. Because we know that he's a scab. He's not just a scab, he is an actual paid-in scab. And that just doesn't sit right. That's not sat right for a while. But also, there is something... He would murder us. He is massive and would end us. Also, like, we're going to antagonize him. He may just kill us anyway. But yes, what I think we're actually going to do, because a lot of this is going to involve antagonizing horribly. Also, there is something specifically that Kale mentioned, and so I feel kind of bad, because Kale has said to me that, Kale, if you're not familiar, is one of our mods, has said that they will probably be a little bit late today, which is a great shame. Kale, if you do happen to look at this mod, then this one is for you, because you mentioned a Yellow Man mug, which also exists in this dumpster. So I'm going to hope that I can get into this dumpster, and we're going to see if we can follow up with Gary the crypto fascist.
The trash container stands in the spring snow.
Wait, hang on, I'm going to do the sensible thing first and put on the awful yellow gloves. There we go.
The trash container stands in... The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Yeah, we get in the mug.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
Jeez, just absolutely grim. Oh yeah, I should just put this face on and just leave it for a while. We can take the mug. Oh no, Kim, no.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Oh no, Kim, please don't think I'm racist. The Yellow Man hits the ear real bad. I mean, I think it should. It's a fucking racist stereotype. Like they have not hidden like the real world variety of racism this is going in for. Like, this is just straight up a racist mug. Also helped by the fact that Gary the crypto fascist, when first meeting Kim, said Yellow Man, which, as Kim Kitsuragi, is pretty, I don't know. I feel like his ethnicity is fairly easy to identify as a real world analog. It's not a good feeling. Anyway, we're going to talk to this guy about his awful mug.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
We'll see if you still feel that way in a moment, Gary.
I mean, officers.
Yeah, here we go. He turns toward Kim. So, this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
You said yellow man. That's not something many people go around saying.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of
Ugh.
course. No offense meant to anyone.
Still seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of the lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna find this motherfucker. You know what? He's being racist. He's being racist to our husband. Hell yeah. You get a fine.
Oh, God. 250? How am I gonna pay that? Okay, I'll work harder. I'll pay it off. I promise.
This is a considerable expense to him. 1 month's wage, most likely.
Yep, we call it a tax on being a bellend.
And I'll never do it again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
Why do I get the feeling you've gone from one deep bit of racism to an entirely different bit of racism?
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim? Wait, is that a thing? I guess it would make sense. Yeah, how did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Because you wanted to go and be with your own kind?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob.
Just... I don't even know the terms you're using, and I'm just going to assume they're racist, Gary. You're an ass.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Ugh, good grief.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
You just wanted to be closer to your own kind. Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Oh, do explain.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Okay, so you've gone from trying to be civic-minded to just being, like, there as a matter of convenience.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
Gail, I'm going to thank you for getting us onto this awful line, but I'm also going to thank you for giving me this wonderful eye roll emotional state, because goddamn am I going to use it extensively with Gary.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before. But where?
Oh? You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor now, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
God, I hope we get to do violence on you.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
Okay, so what's that strange sound?
What sound?
The clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really?
He fans his arms out slowly, and this time his motions are soundless.
There's lots of weird sounds in a bar like this, though. Pinball, glasses clinking. Could be someone playing pinball.
Nobody's playing pinball. There's no pinball.
Maybe it was pinball.
What sound?
Okay, I think you know what I'm talking
I
about.
haven't the slightest.
Maybe it was pinball.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Composure. Do I have composure? Or do I have anything actually active? I don't know if I have anything for composure. Just a second. Oh. Excuse me, I'm just going to quickly change my shoes. Okay, I mean, it's +1 to composure. Give it a
Always a
shot.
pleasure. I mean,
Once more, you hear that odd clicking sound coming from Gary.
Okay, I can retry this. So this is potentially... Do I have the ability to put things into... I do have the ability to put things into composure. But 28%?
Is he? He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. What kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Huh. Do we play into what is almost certainly going to be homophobia? Or transphobia? I don't know. Well, I can see he's not cross-dressing. You know what? I feel like this is going to be... Oh, your God, what is it? What?
You wouldn't be able to hear if you were wearing anal beads.
That's true.
Please excuse my colleague's humor. Working this murder case is taking a toll on us both. You don't quite have to answer that yet.
What he means is, working on the case is taking a toll on you, and working with you is taking a toll on him.
Fair.
of course, of course.
Okay. We're near a level up, so tomorrow, you and I are going to have a chat and I'm going to break your legs. Let's put my... These are better interfacing gloves, god damn it. I mean, it didn't matter anyway, but... All good. Am I suitably... Yeah, I'm pretty well sorted for drama. What was this one for? Empathy. My empathy's pretty good as well. You know what? We're going to go with this. We're going to go with this stuff. I guess I could try and... You know what? I could try and be authoritative. I could actually try and be authoritative. Screw it. You've been a dick to me the whole time. So, where's my authority stuff? No, no. Do I have authority stuff? I have nothing that gives me authority, do I? Wow. Oh, the Fairweather Greaves. Maybe when we send Kim home, we'll put on the Greaves. Currently at my authority -2. I need to take off the t-shirt of the man from Heimdall. At which point I get to 0. But to be honest, even then, I have -1 authority there, so... What can you do? Okay. We will step out here. Because now, I'm gonna go and chat with Scab.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Excuse me, would you mind terribly? Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
I mean, no such thing as an honest scab, buddy.
It just has to be said. That was not a convincing line.
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab? That doesn't sound too convincing.
Fucking loincloth.
Loincloth? Now you see, that's not really what a scab would say, is it? Better not to press the issue further, sire. He seems tense.
What do we think? Do we push the issue further? We probably get engaged with violently, but I'll be honest, kind of okay with that. I don't know. What do we think? At worst, maybe I should possibly save. To be honest. Oh well, we'll see what happens. You have to run, but enjoy. Okay, Daisy, thank you so much for swinging by. I really appreciate it. You have a wonderful evening, and yeah, come hang out again soon. It will be a delight. You know what? I'm going to do it. Say very quietly, is there a tribunal being convened by any chance?
Fucking bug.
He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating, his mouth slightly open.
I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's ready.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on. It's hard to do that when you want to beat a man into a pulp instead.
I mean, I'll be honest, in for a cent, in for a real. I think you might be able to help me out, help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
We're investigating a murder. These tattoos are on the victim's body.
Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving. You see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and hair.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Wait, what's a loincloth?
Yeah.
He's clenching his teeth. There is silent pressure behind them.
Can you tell me what the tattoo means?
What it means.
He points to one tiny star in the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Are you going to try and intimidate me? Sure, go
Our
for it.
colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission.
Mm-hmm.
Benital is one of the inhabited islands of the Seminese archipelago near the Pale. Covered in jungle, it was anchor point for the Seminese nationalists in the proxy war held on the islanders' territory.
Okay, so vaguely... I'm getting Nam vibes.
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
He licks his lips as if drunk suddenly.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Okay, I'm going to hear this.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon...
His voice gets strangely quiet. Long, long way from right to work. Gaze pierces the paper.
At dawn, he comes upon two kips, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other.
Oh, this is going to be
I
grim.
like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old.
Okay, sure. This isn't helpful. You knew him, right?
What's the matter, militiaman? No stomach for it? This man was worth 1,000 loincloths. We're done talking here.
I think we should maybe even get going now.
He clearly does not think poking the hornet's nest is a wise plan anymore.
Okay. Gonna leave them. Let's try the... Oh no, you know what? We're gonna have Kim be safe. Hey, Kim, come this way. Maybe don't pay too much attention to the corpse's foot. We're gonna bag and tag the corpse.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Okay, let's bag him, Kim. Take him away.
All right.
He takes that shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's
I
face.
will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands. I'll take the legs.
Cool, we will do that. The annoying thing is, whilst I want to do this composure check, I also want to... You know what? Maybe this will give me more. Screw it. Really regretting this dump stat of Motorix, considering how much I've ended up using down here.
Always a pleasure to...
Once more, you hear that odd clicking sound coming.
Okay, 42%. 42%. Let's do this.
Okay,
Damn it.
you keep shifting uncomfortably, but you can't make head or tail of this sound. And honestly, it's rude to stare, so stop.
Okay. It was worth a try. We'll come back when we've got more composure. But now, let's quickly... Greaves. And what am I losing for... What's causing me to learn... Ah, okay. I probably want to have... You know what? Might want to do the physical instrument. Maybe some half-light as well. Any of this useful? Nope. Okay, so currently our authority is at an all-time high of 4. So I don't think this is going to go well, but you know what? We'll try it. We've tried to intimidate these guys.
What is it?
I mean, what can I do?
Establish authority, yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
You know what? Really glad him and his gun is not here. That's it. That's all I got.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
The fuck are you talking about? Gun? No one's gonna let you wave a gun around here.
Okay, let's not stomp our feet. We're going to go for
And
this
what
one.
exactly is it you've been doing that's so goddamn special? Shitting yourself in front of us. Going around, harassing kids on the street. Kids who've done nothing wrong.
When did I harass kids?
All the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, fascia. People here trust us. We're getting complaints.
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Hang on. I haven't harassed any... I don't think I've harassed any kids. In fact, several of these I don't think are.
Of course you have. You've been calling people kipped left and right.
Oh, you're
Inciting
just
race
lying.
violence
Right,
in
fair
your
enough.
town.
Kylie said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit.
I mean, that's just... What?
Sure there is. Kylie said they're bulk purchasing confetti. Ribbons, too. And loudspeakers. And fireworks. Carly works at the carnival shop, you see?
Uh-huh.
Get the fuck out of here, you racist carny.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be no race rally in my town.
Not really sure what I hope to accomplish here.
What's going on? Are you racist now? Is the rally real? Please don't set up any rally. It will make you look awful.
An entirely valid point. Yeah.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Yes, I
Wouldn't
do.
want to beat up his grandma.
Nervous, snickering. There's a rush of adrenaline present. Titus did his best, but his men are a bit unsettled.
They're forming some kind of tribunal, and they're coming for you.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us, and Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Mate, it's not me you need to intimidate.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
Yeah, the mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
And will they pierce ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That was an unsure phrasing.
But you also, I sincerely hope you're right.
Right about what? That a 50 caliber bullet goes through shit? Yeah, I am.
Look, Joyce said they've gone rogue. Nobody's controlling them.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
I mean, you know they're bad news.
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
You know what? I tried. I should probably warn Everett about this.
What do you mean, okay?
Okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that, on what might be the eve of battle.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
Oh, okay. The next time, this is actually... Wait, can I do this now? Why not?
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
Okay, we'll try this one then.
Stop shitting your pants.
The law.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
I guess we're both a law around here if you start to think about it.
No, asshole. You're nobody. I'm
Stop yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment. We get it. You're all the law.
Jeez. Okay, we get it. No need to piss in my drink. I preferred Sylvie. The fuck even happened to her?
Okay, well, I'm going to go chat with Everett because I dislike myself and I guess it makes sense. I mean, hopefully, maybe Everett can call off the idiots. I don't know. Right now, I'm just trying to not get people killed. I mean, right now, I'm just to be honest, right now, I'm just killing time until the communist meeting. But, you know, I might as well do something whilst I'm at it. Hey, Jack, how you doing? And hey, SJ, how are you going?
Hola, Wandering Man.
Good talking to you, buddy. We are just trying to minimize casualties. How are things going, folks? We also are trying to get the last piece of armor, which the racist scumbag is definitely wearing. You were missing the discos? Well, I'm glad you managed to get one, buddy. Thank you for swinging by. I really appreciate it. You got a meeting with you, working on getting a good streaming lineup together last night. Oh, SJ, you gonna start streaming? That's cool. What are you thinking of streaming?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did, yeah.
Okay, well,
no
just skip
trouble
that.
at all, mister.
Okay, there's nothing new here. You've been playing a roguelike called Black Future 88 recently. Ooh, nice. I don't know it myself, but, right, let's talk to this guy. We've not talked to him in days, so might as well get some dialogue options through.
Mr. Dubois, every worker...
A member of the board.
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How
This
can I help
guy's
you today?
voice, this guy's personality, he's just fucking awful. You know what? I've just finished investigating the local drug trade.
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business.
Actually, Rivershell doesn't have a mayor.
This guy's learned not to kill a... This guy's cancer that's learned not to kill a body but to puppet it. Ugh.
He refuses to
I mean, that
discuss
would
it
imply him being an awful...
just a
That would imply
small
him being an awful person is just, like, not an active choice.
Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
Fine, okay. Let's talk about opening this door. I did something for Joyce. Let's see what your thing is.
A fantastic change of heart, Harry. Go talk to Manana down by the gates.
Or at least
He'll
find the
brief you and give you
information.
the key. Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else we should discuss?
Well, I was hoping to warn you that your entire town is going to get shot to shit by mad mercs, but apparently that's just not an option here.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just...
I think it's one of those things where it's like, I think it's very, very easy to assign people like dehumanizing terms. I think that's a problem that a lot of people end up making use of on both sides. But I think ultimately you've got to acknowledge that, you know, some people have bad motives, but ultimately people are people. And I must admit, I get like this when I talk about conservatives in this country. I think but ultimately I think they are bad people. I think they're also probably looking at what is, the people they're seeking to help are different than people I would seek to help. But that's completely secondary. You know, ultimately people are just doing as best they can with the information and the resources they have. Just some people make horrible, horrible choices. They're not necessarily bad people, there are just actions which are unpleasant. Oh, I was meant to speak to Manana, wasn't I? Damn. Completely walked past him. Good thing this town is small? Yeah. You don't believe people are beyond help. You used to think a bunch of dumb shit and got better, but there's also a threshold for that kind of shit too. Oh yeah, absolutely. You don't necessarily need to tolerate certain behavior. It's like if you absolutely have to pick your battles. And if somebody's just absolutely fucking exhausting, and it just makes you frustrated to be around them, then
wondering, man.
absolutely
How can I help
reasonable.
you?
Everyone said you had a key to a door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
I was hoping you could tell
Of
me.
course. I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm not opening this door for myself, I'm opening it for all working men,
I knew
apparently.
this man was a commie. And it's a good thing you're doing too. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
I've been in there for days. This door's been unlocked for days.
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else you should know about this guy?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Who he is and what they're fighting for. This is
Speaking of working class solidarity, I hear the most recent BSFF episode is pretty good. Yeah, I've been looking forward to that one. I've got to say, I really wanted to be in it. I did audition for the absolute shitheel of a posh manager, but sadly didn't get it. But I was shockingly accurate, SJ. That is cool to know.
Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
You know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes?
Oh yeah, I should take off my weird authority boots.
Come on. He's just trying to keep the peace.
Yeah, let it go.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
Why are you
We're
striking?
negotiating our share. Aye.
So, wait. Wages, pensions?
This stuff. They already covered.
However much you feed the wolf?
The wolf always wants more. I like wolves.
How large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
Apparently that is quite an effective way to like for possibly not for a company of thousands, but certainly for like a smaller series of companies, like worker co-ops are actually a pretty good idea, apparently.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad.
My brain is
But
so
don't
broken.
say that out loud if you're a communist.
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
But the stuff you do aligns admirably with the World Republic. Why not call yourself a communist?
I have nothing against communists. They are honorable boyaderos. And they have good analysis. But my own code serves me well. If my code starts failing, a code can fail a man as well as a man can fail a code, then I will have
True.
to submit to a new one. Which may well be communism.
Sounds like you're a communist who thinks he isn't doing enough to call himself one. Oh, yeah, no, I get where you're coming.
Primarily a lazy person.
So, Mañana, I absolutely get you.
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own. By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
I mean, the decks seem pretty lavish.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
Well, quite so. Also, thank you for the redeem, SJ. Sadly, Kayla's not around, and so will not be suffering immediately. But yes,
Not you, you would like to say. But then there's that weasel door.
I really must take off the authority boots.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
That does make sense. You seem to have a lot of time for thinking about the political situation, old chum.
Sure. I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
True.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing.
Well, you know, the proles do enjoy the old work-life balance, they do say.
It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool.
I mean, I'll be honest, I think he's a bit of a centrist.
That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
I mean, I can get behind that. Maybe I'm a Boyadero.
No.
What if?
No. The man sits on the railing,
okay.
his hands
Fine.
reaching far and wide.
Well, that's a shame.
Yet it feels as if he could, effortlessly, go even wider, if need be.
Well,
an endless torrent of time.
Well, good talking to you. Thank you for your time. Let's go have a look at this door. I'm pretty sure I've opened this door. I swear I've opened this door. It's the door I needed to get through. Vespertine Cool is a great scent of axe. Get out. It's clearly Old Spice. Unless you can put it into a one or two word. Wait, behind? Oh, behind the greenhouse. That makes more sense, because I have been in the basement in front of the greenhouse. I've just not been to the one behind the greenhouse. So, yes, sure, that makes perfect sense. Very reasonable. Entirely sensible, very reasonable. Do we have... Wait, did we get more composure, or was that something I have made up? Oh, we could do graffiti! We could do graffiti without Kim. That's true, let's do that. Yes, let's quickly make some problems. Right, open this.
The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and so is the knocker, shaped like a lion's head.
What have I've done nothing with Kim. I have Kim has taken the body down to the morgue. So we are done with the body, and now it has been sent to the morgue.
Someone is moving around in the apartment. You hear the water being turned off and the sound of dishes clinking together.
Okay. How did the autopsy go? Very well. We found the extra hole. So we have established the guy was additionally shot before being hanged, and the hanging was largely staged. We will knock on the door.
No answer.
I can literally hear you. I know you're in there.
No answer.
Okay, well, let's use the key.
The key stops midway in the lock. Something's blocking its path. Not a sound is coming from the apartment. The tenant's key is in the lock.
That makes sense.
You should leave. Leave before anything happens. As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps on the other side. Yes, someone's definitely home.
Okay, we're going to quickly take off the awful authority boot. We're going to put back on our empathy shoes. An absolutely normal sentence. Put on our logic jacket and our shivers shirt. There we go. Much more like it. We like our empathy. That being said, we probably don't need that much empathy. Maybe throw on some... Ooh, composure. Yes, composure. You would just dress like this? Well, that's reasonable. I cannot blame you. Is there anything else I can do here?
The door has braved...
I feel like if they were going to actually do marketing for this game, they would have been well served to actually just produce those t-shirts. Right, let me see.
The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind.
Oh, okay. Fuck the police. Definitely. They made postcards and gave it out at PAX. Nice. Mother of all walls. Definitely like that one. What shadow lies there beneath the bright gleam? I don't know what that's a reference to. Something beautiful is going to happen. Honestly, I feel like it's sufficient. Yes, let's go full Romanist A und Domus. Oh, excellent.
You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint, adding another layer of detritus to the city.
I mean, I think the first thing I just think with this kind of thing, you have to go with what speaks to your heart and the thing that most appeals to you immediately. I actually idly wonder if Cindy is going to acknowledge that I've painted this.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
No, I apparently have not. We can't have a chat about that. That's a shame. But fine. Anything else? Oh, I could see if I can speak to this person. I don't know. You love Cindy's mural? The skull, yes? Okay, let's quickly go. What do I still need to do before the meeting of the communists? Is this... No, that's... Hang on. Where are you, you awful, awful racist shit? Where's the padlocked door? Oh, wait, no, I can't. That shouldn't be unlocked. Wait, what? Padlocked door? What padlocked door? You think I should go into the basement? I couldn't, I believe. I'm pretty sure I tried and the key was in the lock.
The door has braved the elements for no answer. No answer. No answer. Not a sound. Even the darkness is holding its breath inside the apartment. No answer. The key stops mid. The tenant's key is in the lock. No answer. No answer.
Well, that's the thing. Right, you know what? We've tried the thing with Everart. I'll be honest, I feel like just the act of going into somebody's house and trying to get in is in itself going to be somewhat intimidating. Also, I'm going to stop that accent now, so we're going to go chat back with Everett. You can see my voice immediately goes ever so slightly more aggressively less posh. I overcompensate. And he's just still locked.
Once more, you hear that odd click.
Right, okay. How far are we from a level up? Quite far, and that is a shame. It's all good, SJ. I'll be honest, at this point, I'm just kind of like poking things and seeing what happens. So we'll go chat with Everett, and we will see what we can do. Like, I feel like just the action... Yeah, as I was saying, I feel like the action of actually going to speak to the guy, going and knocking on the door and audibly trying a key is gonna do something of the job. Unless they actively just wanted me to go over and find out if they were available, if they were there or not. Which is also possible. Alright, come on, asshole.
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
What about the weasel?
You fucked up. You waited too long, the weasel came back, and now you can't open the door I asked you to open. Everard forgives, Harry. Don't cry, my boy. It's gonna be all right. I'm still gonna tell you about the murder. That's just the way I am. Benevolent.
Okay, sure. Fucking
Now
weasel.
let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Connection between the lynching and the strike.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
The victim.
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
Are you looking for me to be surprised or in any way... Like, buddy, I live in the UK. I live in, I didn't grow up during that time, but I know about the fucking miners' strikes. I know about the utility of state violence in the suppression of striking power. Pinkerton intensifies. Yeah, I mean, they're fucking Pinkertons, absolutely.
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
How tasteless.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Okay.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there.
Of course you
I have
haven't.
the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Hang on, they move the container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
I mean, okay. That does sound fun.
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types.
Yep.
One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
And how did he end up hanging out in that tree?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers.
Are you just towing the line?
We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
And who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
I mean, it sounds a lot like an internal enforcement.
They're like you. Idealistic people who want to make sure that bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Yeah, and how at this, again, I don't like the Hardys. The whole idea of having an internal purity wing, like, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, in this instance, it was turned outward to somebody who did seem to be actively malicious. But it's very easy for that kind of thing to also be turned inward if people aren't towing the line.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land."
Mm-hmm.
He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Okay, so, what about the gunshot wound?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Your lawyer girl.
Despite his boastful tone, he's having doubts about something. But what? Maybe he doesn't believe the boys really had it in them. They're his boys, after all.
I think you're sharing information with the police because you don't think they actually did it.
That's very clever, Harry. Yes, they might have said it just to impress some girls or something. But Titus has a bad temper, so the chances are 50-50.
Chances are much less than that, my friend. We have evidence that it's not. They weren't killed by
He
that.
thinks it's closer to 60-40. 60, they didn't do it.
There was a bullet in the hanged man's head.
So they shot him?
Someone shot him in the head.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Harry. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my favourite policeman, Harry.
Okay. How do you know the most... I mean, obvious question is obvious, but whatever.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry.
So what, they broke all their legs?
These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
I mean, so you believe what? You believe objective reality?
You said it, Harry. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
It's true. The name of the company is Krenel this time.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
Now I know you're lying.
Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject.
He's clearly happy about the tribunal.
You don't seem too worried about it.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everard before you've even courted him properly.
He wants you to do more things for him before.
Okay, you mentioned lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them.
Oh, can we get the?
Exemplary
Can you give
union
you
members,
information about
always
the
working to
girl?
advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
What more can you tell me?
Harry, they're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Okay, I met them.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Wonderful.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Why are you giving
I'm
it
not
to me?
giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Fine.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? Was it a good talk?
Not
I'm
really.
not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet.
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
I'm like 28%. I'm like 28 28 out of 30 communists, mate. I'm more of the left than you.
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
What's that supposed to mean? I can actually say I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
Fine, what do you need?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Okay, and the signatures are for...
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
I can actually help you with this.
Roller skating, not drugs, Harry. You like this.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Wait, hang on, you mean the fishing village?
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that Union attitude.
Hang on, what will happen to the people there?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
I mean, arguably this would actually help the nightclub?
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Okay, are you 100% sure?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them.
I'm suspicious.
We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour.
He means it.
Okay, he means it, so that's positive. Okay, fine.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Seems fair. Right, hang on. What's this at? Can we actually interact with that?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Okay, hang on. I can boost my... I'm sure I can boost my logic. Logic. Why this gets me more logic, I don't know. Why that gets me even more logic, I don't know. Logic +4, anything losing me logic? Doesn't look like it. Cool.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and there is no loophole. The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Okay, and the ramifications?
Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
Okay, can I do something?
Well, you could trick Everard. Get some random people to sign the document. By the time the union boss finds out, your business here will be already concluded.
That seems that seems like an excellent idea. Actually, speaking of bold of assuming Harry likes women, how do I get the homosexual underground thought? A genuine question.
Arresting control. Marsh. On. Arrest. Off.
Gotta talk to the smoker from the balcony some more?
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Okay. Oh, does that mean somewhere else? I was kind of hoping that would, like, move Everard's thing.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted, and now it will rest. The crane does not return to its original.
Oh yeah, the smoker has already rocked up in the whirling.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard. The container door appears unmoved by your attempt at flattery. The door does not respond to your advances. Is it possible that it seems somehow more closed than before? Why does this situation feel so familiar? Do you have a history of propositioning inanimate objects? No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Have I been summoned? No one needs you. Go away.
Okay, not really sure what that was about, but okay. Right, let's go. You know what? We're not going to bother bothering those women. We are going to go and have a chat with the people in the whirling, see if we can get somebody either there to sign stuff. Because honestly, like, I don't like Everard. There's something really wild in there, but it's incredibly difficult to open the crate. I seem to not be doing too badly. Like, that's a pretty good amount of, like, percentage. Okay, let's have a chat with you.
Hi again, Gendarme.
Oh, okay. I think I need to do composure anyway. So.
It's the sports. He's a sports guy.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Ah, right. I understand what I need to do now. Hey, can you sign this?
Oh, hello, sweetie. So...
Hello. Lena and I were just discussing the design of the new trap.
Ooh, okay. Oh, Kuhn is a hooligan, of course.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
I think Kuno might have stolen your locusts.
A little hooligan. But what would a child want with bags?
I mean, counterpoint, he's a child and also a little hooligan.
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
He hasn't been particularly forthcoming before. He may well still be hiding something. After he's left, it's too late.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
Oh shit. We need to torment. So you actually come at a relatively good time, Kale, because we've kind of just been playing around and looking for ways to be communist. So we've written "fuck the police" on a wall. We have tormented the scab, who was definitely who's just pretty much told us he was a merc at this point. And we've been trying to... We dragged the Yellow Man mug out of the dumpster and started antagonizing Gary about it. So yeah, we're trying to get him to crack.
No, of course not. Why?
Are you sure?
Well, he's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip. More so than usual. That's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up.
He doesn't want to say it, but this is unusual. Gary's been to the jungle with him, to places way more challenging than the coast. Why so eager to go home?
Always a pleasure.
Once more, you hear that odd clicking sound coming from Gary.
Okay, can I do anything about my composure? My composure's currently at +1. I don't think I have anything else that gives me composure. I don't think I've got anything that's doing down my composure. Does he know the bloodbath is coming? Are the mercs rubbing elbows with weird fascists? Oh, maybe. I don't think specifically, but it's possible.
Always a pleasure.
Once more, you hear that odd clicking sound coming from Gary.
Okay. 58%.
Okay.
Oh, come on!
Uncomfortably, but you can't make head or tail of this sound. And honestly, it's rude to stare. So stop.
We need to get levels, because I think that, yeah, I think he's wearing the... We basically got that option after he was wearing the... After we asked him about the armor, so, yeah, he is definitely...
Hi again, Gendarme.
So yeah, we need composure checks right now.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Bye-bye. Also, we tried to be authoritative.
It's you again. What is it?
I think he's got the chess piece. I think he's got the chess piece.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
Yes, basically.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Yes. Everett sent word, right?
Yeah. I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word.
I mean, you've been stood here for 3 days, so...
Let me state this very clearly, capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
Kale, I want to thank you again for this eye roll emotion, because fuck knows I've been using it a lot today.
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
Okay. Let's get tooled up for authority. So this actively harmed my authority. So let's put on the drama top instead. And then we will... wait, what else is draining my authority? These glasses. Empathy, why not? And Greaves. We're now authority +2. For a grand total of 4.
It's you again. What is it?
This is an outfit. It absolutely is. 83%.
As you look around this
Finally!
room full of sweaty men.
So many times.
Drinking, spitting out tobacco. Does this look familiar?
Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men. Sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
You know what, I get it, Titus. You really are the authority around here.
Oh.
You must be. You just like real cops. Drinking your beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job. Like you. Yeah, actually, to be honest, 1 and 3 are super fun. Honestly, all of these are fucking gold.
Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
I mean, you got a man who's dead, and I painted graffito 20 minutes ago, pal. So,
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You want to talk to her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you talk to her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy. Glacia, I'm on you. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on you, with an O-U.
it was the first girl we met.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
Well, I am not going to... Said you don't remember being a cop. Said you don't remember being don't remember reality. I mean, I can still get boxcars.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Okay. What was her relationship?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Something is off here. His anger is possessive.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
Okay, when was the
We
unplugged
did it
thing?
before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
Establish your timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
What's your relationship with her?
I know her.
Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months.
So she's not from around here, because she's a trucker.
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant, or a drifter of some sort. Been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun.
What does partying mean?
What do you think I meant?
Sex, drugs, and karaoke, right?
Yes, and no. Got something to say about it?
All the truckers were scared of her because she was with the Hardys.
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit.
You don't know her. Good boy. Remember what I said.
Shit, I feel I should have Kim here for this. Yeah, I definitely want to wait till Kim comes back here.
Hi again, Gendarme. Bye-bye, Jean.
Sorry, I need to try and find anything that can get me level ups. I def want Kim for it? Okay, cool. Kim, my emotional support, rational human.
Kuno saw you wield that can. Sweet graffito action, pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit.
Thank you, Kuno. I really appreciate it.
You're still a dink. Now what's your case with Kuno?
Nothing about missing locusts.
No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
A low bar.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame.
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison.
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Okay, no one's lame here. Just what happened?
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's grown on you and you're mad about it.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
I'm gonna guess that's...
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Wait, local kids. Hang on. Local kids? Local kids? Local kids.
The scruffy-haired little boy. This one doesn't say
Lily's our mum.
the stone kicker. Laugh. The other one laughs. Wow. So intellectually stimulating. The stone kicking isn't even of...
Do you know anything?
Hello, mister. Bye.
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall.
What?
It's not the phasmid. It's not even organic. It's a fire iron. How disappointing.
This is what I get for being a scientist instead of a
You were
cop.
just following your instincts, your destiny. You're meant to find the phasmid. Just maybe not here.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't know who to get to sign these documents. Where are you, Lillian? No, this is my shack. You are down here.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
Her husband did drown, yeah.
Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
Are you suggesting we honour the carcass of my former motor carriage?
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
What an odd thought.
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gotwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Okay, I mean, I'm in. Let's do this.
Oh, yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor carriage. You can always come back in a few months and see if you still want to give it a proper send-off.
It's a pity we get to do more frivolous side activities, like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area, or...
I understand, believe me. I really do. I think about all the frivolous side activities I could be doing every time I go out there with my nets. But daydreaming is a rich man's game. At sea, you can't afford to be careless and dream. Anyway, what are we talking about here again? Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Okay. I'll ask, but I might retract.
Are you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Everyone's planning to turn some of the village into a youth centre.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that...
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
But what?
That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
Aye, if you say so. Probably better that way. I mean, who likes construction noise?
I mean, the thing is, we don't necessarily know he will definitely do that. Or that people will definitely sell. Find someone to sign the document instead. Maybe?
Tequila Sunset. What's it about? I'll let my hand address the situation. Maybe you've heard. I used to be a very successful businessman. I've signed more than a few lease forms or whatever the fuck they were. Anyone's got a pen? The pro's gonna do it. All right. Hey, Abs. Hey, Abs.
Don't you? You call Abigail?
I need you to sign this document right here. It's important.
Don't call her.
His trembling hand catches the paperwork. He lays it out on his knee and starts writing slowly. The handwriting is almost illegible due to his shaky hands.
Don't call Abigail. Great job, Abs. Nailed it.
I have the pen
Don't
back.
know if I've mentioned it, but I used to be a businessman. And as a businessman, I'm going to keep
Fine.
the pen. for my trouble.
No, that was my favorite thing of all the things you have.
No problem. Now, where did I put that?
Fucking hard work done for the day, man.
Dark old Abigail.
Anything else this merry band of adventurers can do for you? Or do you need to go and mail that serious-looking document of yours? I think I saw a mailbox near the plaza.
Oh, also, Kale, just bringing you up to speed as to why we're doing things for Everart and undermining Everart. He asked. We decided to go open the door. Turned out the person who lived there was already there, so we couldn't. And now he's asked us to get signatures to set up a youth hall, which could potentially be good, but also would definitely like wreck the lives of the few people who live around here, forcing them to move out. But you know what? It's killed the time whilst we've been waiting for the whilst we've been waiting for things to... Oh, wait, where's the mailbox? Mailbox, Plaza, Whirling in Rags. Where is this thing? How's your playthrough going, Kale? Oh, this is the mailbox, the one I've been patting.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
I knew you'd get to use this mailbox for something.
Other than developing a personal relationship? Looks like you were right. You dropped the white envelope in the darkness. About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this very soon. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug Everard. You know he's going to play you somehow.
It's true. This whole thing has been wild. It's it is truly an experience. Again, I really want to... How am I doing with my... 75. I need, like, one big thing. I need one big piece of work. I need to get my composure up. I also really want to do other... Thing is, like, I have no idea whether it's better to have, like, a bunch of clothes that let you boost various stats. Or, like, drugs, I guess. But, yeah, I also really want to unlock a bunch of thoughts. Particularly considering I now know, like, where to get the... Well, there's a few thoughts that I'd want to unlock, is the thing. Like, even just here, there's, like... Like, I'd love to do hardcore aesthetic. Yeah. You want so much for me to get the homosexual underground? Yeah, the other thing is, like, now that I know I'm on sort of a time limit, and I don't know when this tribunal's going to happen, that is a concern.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today?
Signature
The
mailed.
Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course. I already knew this.
Yes, sure you did.
My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a future and proven to be a true man of the left. I can finally trust you now. You're in my inner circle. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, nothing is off the table.
Judging from how happy he is, it looks like you did it. He doesn't appear to suspect trickery. Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces. You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland. There's nothing left. But mark my words, Harry. We are going to reset it. Reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce. Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
Yeah, you really expect to believe that?
Yes, I do. I got the centre, I got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years, I'll get the church too. The wheels are already turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things, and even a touch of pain. The pain is true. He's seen kids do worse than that. And then there will be a giant statue of him towering above it all.
You know what, we're just going to go.
Oh, I do, Harry. I really do. I'm gonna make the working man richer than Joyce Messier with that vote of yours. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace.
Okay, did you order the hangman killed?
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead.
Because he's a merc.
Why, a war, of course.
Wait, what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Harry. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
Have you ever heard of two giant Serenades hornets can do to an entire colony of bees?
I have. It's a great story, Harry. Did you also know how the bee colony kills the giant hornet? They swarm and blanket it entirely until it suffers a massive heat stroke and dies.
He crosses his hands contently, thinking of the interior temperature of the wasp rising.
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1, and that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men.
So he is kind of... Honestly, he's kind of the worst type of person. He is a natural politician. Yeah, full acceptable losses. Which, to be fair, we kind of also got with him talking about the village on the other side. Like, oh, I have plans for those. If people move out, they're acceptable losses. Like, I think this is a guy who works in acceptable losses.
The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste. Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn...
Hey, SJ.
We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
Jack, absolute pleasure to see you. I hope that you have a good time at work.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
And that's why you're not renegotiating.
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
Why are you telling me your plans?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now.
More the latter than the
You can go tell her
former.
if you want. It won't change the course of events. It's already happening. Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us.
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
You can't possibly hope to continue like you have.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez.
I doubt
and
it.
to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
Like the drug trade.
Drug trade? Now you're being stupid, Harry. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Summer and Isola. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
It just sounds shady, man. Worst combination of a businessman and an optimist. I'll be honest, a lot of... The thing is... When did Disco Elysium come out? Sorry, I need to check this. It's important to me to know. 2019. Okay, so the thing is, a lot of this specifically is Brexit rhetoric, and that's the thing that's sticking in my craw. Like, there are so many people who had this exact spiel, both left and right, mostly right, but some on the left as well. Like, this is Brexit. Yeah, exactly. It's we can be more competitive. We won't have unelected bureaucrats. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic, new trade deals. It's absolute, like, it's cynical at best. Absolute sky-high thinking. Absolute pie-in-the-sky thinking at worst.
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefed and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperazole.
And this is the other thing, is that because we're no longer in the EU... Sorry, this is going to come into a bit of a rant, but because because the EU has some very high restrictions on foodstuffs that can enter, which, sorry, Americans and Canadians, is why a lot of your stuff won't be bought in Europe, we actually have to reduce the standards of food in this country if we want trade deals with, like, America, Canada.
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperazole is used to treat severe psychosis.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Harry. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned. But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share, and I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
He's basically admitting to it.
He does not grab a beer with the boys. It's a well put together plan, and far removed from you.
It's also far removed from my men and the people of Martinez who've put their trust in me. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez.
I mean, again, this is why I say politician. It's like, it's very fuck you got mine.
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm gonna unite them all into one economic body. We're gonna incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's gonna be in on the wealth, and everyone's gonna pull their weight. Thank you, Harry, thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me, because in many ways, you are that working man. You have already done so much work.
Okay, can I just get my
Harry,
gun?
I've got to be honest with you.
Oh, for
Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done.
You bastard.
Your gun is with an old woman. I hear she's a character, so watch out.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as terrifying.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that. The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
Who is she?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
Oh, this is going to go well.
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
Okay, so we're going to get shot by this woman and then we'll go see the communists, I guess.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
Oh, okay, I'll go see the communists first then.
2,372.
2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization in Revachol. And they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
Do I need to
We're
ask about
way
this?
past specific union members now. This is the big time.
Ah.
We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big great,
Okay,
Harry,
we're done.
great.
We're done.
I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union. This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container.
Okay. Right, so, composure. Literally can never try any of these checks again, so I guess... I don't know, maybe we'll do a bit of save scumming? I don't know, I'm going to set myself up for it. I do have rhetoric stuff. Where's my... That's -1 rhetoric. Wrong way. Do I have any rhetoric stuff? I have a rhetoric polo shirt. And that is it.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown.
Okay, that's fine. We will come back to this another time. Imagine carrying a wardrobe with you and swapping out clothes inside to people just before talking to them. I mean, that's, to be honest, as has been, I've seen so many meme pictures of it, of what is actually arguably worse, that being when you just hand your pants and shoes to Kim before leaping from a giant, from a building.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you. Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. 3. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then...
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. No. Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Okay, my name's Harriet Dubois.
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November '46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one. It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia.
Huh.
No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Main.
On the corner of Voyager and Main, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building.
I think my wife left us 5 years ago.
24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up and the air seems to grow darker. Suddenly you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
Okay then. Yeah, it's quite on the nose. Right, so we got all our composure gear on. We're about to get all our composure gear on. I don't think we've got much. Actually, you know what? We're gonna have a quick hunt and see, because we have money. We've got some money. Sileng, my friend, let's go have a chat. What do you have? That looks like a jacket.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer.
That's
keep
actively less.
Those clothes, keep saving that economy.
Okay, hang on. Leave for now. Composure's currently at -1, which is because I'm wearing those, which I replaced for my composure shoes. I think that's the only composure piece of clothing I have. So now, Seleng.
Hear that? Magnesium. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof. Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world around you. Possibly because of the awful typeface.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty.
It's
And
got
only
composure.
$4.50 for you. Gotta prepare for springtime, right?
Okay, anything else? Anything else? Anything else?
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a...
Those UV stickers are almost certainly just...
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very
why not?
cool.
Holy shit, there's the boxcars.
Oh, very interesting choice, officer.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster, Harry. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. Alright, but these actually make your vision worse. It's like literally being underwater. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello.
Maybe.
So deep.
Wow, officer. You look so cool. And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up. because they've got no taste. But you found them.
Sure,
A
why not?
man who knows his style.
And then there's one more.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
Okay, I can probably get the 50. What? What's this? L'origine disco.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with it. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Okay, nope. I don't have anything
Another
to sell.
time.
Fine. I'm gonna... I will see if I can find... get myself up to 50 at some point. But you know what? Right now, we are gonna put our composure clothes on. Holy shit, that's vile. Did we manage to check on that gun? Which gun? Which gun? We don't have a check on. We didn't have a check on a gun. The gun we were comparing to the bullet. We didn't manage to do that yet. Hang on.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the jacket of the bullet. It's quite... What's interesting about the bullet thus far? Yes, it's as if a jacketed bullet. Very interesting.
Okay, yeah, we don't have anything about the bullet right now.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Fair. Okay. Yep, there's the quick save button. Wait, where is he? Where is he? Okay, we at least do this.
Hi again, gendarme.
This is still only a 42% check.
Could he be...
Oh,
a
thank
member
God.
of the homosexual underground? Yes, this man is definitely one of the homos. I've seen them homos with my own eyes. This sexual thing seems interesting. Ask around. Become involved. Just pointing it out. We're not talking about some kind of cult with members here. You made the time.
The homosexual underground?
Smoker sits up immediately, his eyes wide with amused surprise. A honeyed smile lingers on his lips.
Why, yes, I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate?
Yes.
Oh, it's a pleasure group. A Sub Rosa pleasure group congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Saturday night. Sometimes even Friday night.
What about Thursday night?
Or Thursday night. Sometimes the congregating doesn't even end. It carries on into our daily life.
Okay, why do you convene? What do you do?
Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning. The last things people in Rebishol have to hold on to. The true symbols of security. The meaning of man and woman, mother and father. Their marriage. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. You won't even know who you are anymore.
Does it have anything to do with disco?
Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. Some say we engineered disco to spread our vision of a vertiginous, ever-changing society, where all there is a razzle-dazzle of gold.
What I love is this guy's clearly having a very strong veneer of irony over all of this, and Harry is definitely taking this at face value.
We are going to change the family unit with all this razzmatazz and finger dancing. And with mysteries. Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature. Very esoteric.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, I want to know
You
this.
can't just get into it. You have to be born into it. One is either already in the homosexual movement or forever excluded from it.
But what if I can't remember whether I'm in or not? What if I can't remember anything about my life aside from the fact that I like disco?
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows, maybe you were homosexual in the past. Maybe all of that has been repressed. I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground. You have that very distinctive, I can't understand what's going on here look.
This is going to be like a 20-hour mind project for me. 20 hours at least.
Absolutely wonderful.
A man like you can figure out his sexuality in a working day. It won't be 20 hours unless you want to enter the heightened realms of the phantasme erotique afterwards. It may be 20 hours or more, but that would be on your own time.
He just said we have a himbo bear look.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Yes, we want this. 8 hours. That's so okay. That is absolutely fine. No research. No research. Anything there. Okay, cool.
Hello, officer.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly Google something. No! Oh. Once he leaves the whirling in rags, he's inaccessible. The motherfucker ran off! Fucking racists.
You see...
I still have no idea what was about that. Inconvenient racists, absolutely. Okay, okay, I don't want to speak to our victim without Kim. What do I have to do? Hang on. Padlocked door, apparently. Wait, I have composure with Annette? We gotta meet communists, then get shot. Yeah, it's true. What's the composure with Annette?
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet? Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid.
I'm gonna deduce something now.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
What do you mean, sir?
She knows where this is going.
Oh no.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
Oh, thank God.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
Okay, do better.
You're quite sober. I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow. There's something you're missing.
Okay, where's my composure clothes? My composure is currently nil. I definitely have composure clothes. My daughter? Oh, God. I mean, it's not impossible, I guess. I have nothing that boasts composure. I have nothing that boosts composure. I think, yeah, I think it's more like you are just missing your, Oh, sorry, it's... Wait, what was it? It was one of the blue ones. Conceptualization. I'm wearing my composure clothes. I need my conceptualization clothes. That's conceptualization. Oh yeah, sure, that's +1 to conceptualization.
Why does art inspire you so much? Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined. Have you looked in the mirror lately? To be honest, you have the exact features of the modern artist, with that wild hair and those clothes. Perhaps you should try to write poetry someday, and critique architecture.
Okay.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
Okay, sure.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch
Actual art
criminals off the
degree.
street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world.
God, I bet that'd be really useful for the communists this evening.
Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Okay, that's fair enough. Right, let's look at my notes and see all of the... sleeping dock worker is not there. What are you talking about? Composure. I have a good composure now. I have a decent composure. I have like +2 composure. You have a composure check attached to you, apparently.
Playing in the dark. Sharpens your nocturnal instincts. Feels like being on recon again.
As Rennie turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly. 2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun. A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue-striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Frizzle I. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below.
I believe it says Valence, but okay.
The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution.
Croix de Brevoire and the setting sun.
For bravery.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There must have been a number of controversial episodes in his service days.
For bravery?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shat themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Saved princeling?
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Coron and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest.
Oh, that is a bad plan.
Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatoo feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
What a dandy.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Coron. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file.
Oh,
like
God.
soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw.
Holy.
Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
I'm pretty sure if he was losing, if he was missing his lower jaw, he may have been dead. I suspect that this is Rene was one of the few survivors and got the medals as basically a platitude.
It's painful to even think about.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
Ouch.
The bane of horses.
Yep, got that one.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. He didn't. I hoisted the prick on my back and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit.
Yep, platitude.
He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth. The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drisson. 2 days later that was. And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like Rene himself. Certainly not to me. How did you find the story to be, officer?
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's like men like Rene made Revachol great once, but like that is definitely going above and beyond. Like he did more than he deserved. It was definitely impressive.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't hand this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly, and you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
Well, thank you for the story.
There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Revacholians.
Oh, yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Well, drama we can do. Actually, I already... Nope, I can actually get my drama higher. I need the... That's physical instrument. Where's my drama stuff? Ah, yes. My drama stuff. That's more like it.
I like playing in the dark. Sharpens your nocturnal...
Go long. Go deep. Go unconventional.
My story doesn't have gunfire, blood, or spilled guts, but let me give you a different take on heroism.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take.
Imagine just flickering into existence from nothingness.
I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed. The man stares at you, silently frowning. Doesn't look like he's imagining it.
Right when you're willing to do just about anything to make it stop, you open your eyelids.
The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater.
And realize your mind, everything that was you is gone.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right?
Well, in essence, yes.
And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You've earned it, officer.
Thank you, Rene. I am honored.
The veteran of numerous armed conflicts extends his right arm with the setting sun in his clenched fist and an expression of utter disbelief in his eyes. Flashes of bloody and terrible scenes of war.
What just happened?
Horses shrieking, blood sinking into... All of this accompanied by a musical composition telling of heroism of old, when men were bigger in both body and heart. You feel strange kinship to this old soldier. You and him are the same now.
I got a purple heart for being so drunk I became an existentialist, yes.
Was there something else you wanted to take from us?
Nope. Thank you for your time. It's even... Oh, wow, I can actually just put that on my neck for rhetoric. Amazing. Fantastic. Right, I need more stuff. Padlock door. Let's travel over there. I thought this padlock door was... Wait, hang on. Padlock door. I swear that padlock door's in this building. Why are you telling me it's over there? I swear some of these are no longer relevant. Apple? Wait, he's still here? I'm just gonna run up here for a second.
An old door.
Is there anything actually out here? There does not appear to be. really is very vague at the points at which you can fast travel. It's such a weird thing. This game does not let you fast travel except right at the points of the fast travel station. So hang on, did Joyce Messier have a thing?
You're back.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards, she...
Of course. Why, yes I am. The boat? No. It is called Cor de Lady 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby. Good.
Okay. For some reason, it doesn't tell me when though. It only tells me those what checks are outstanding that have existed at some point. They don't necessarily tell me everything, which is inconvenient.
You hear someone walk a poor communist.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
It's generally...
Okay, so I'm still not allowed to do that. Right. Composure.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11.
Okay, let's try this.
The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud.
A what now?
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads, Kraz Mazov. A warm feeling fills you as you look into Mazov's marble eyes. The hallway behind the door is empty. No one else heard your courageous salute. A poor communard, from the looks of it.
A poor communard with a bullet for some reason. Where is this meeting taking place, by the way? Cape Side. These are the Cape Side apartments, aren't they? Right. And unlock this. Confirm. And it is time to think about the homosexual underground. You see mysterious strangers in the night, leaning against unlit doorways, engaged in huff conversation. A shadowy cabal exchanging looks, whispering in dark alleys and unmarked locales. A radial cell conspiring against the state, and perhaps even against man and woman. Was that a secret handshake? What's going on? Who are these secretive people? How will they accomplish their sinister and world-altering goals? And most importantly, are you one of them? You could be. Maybe you forgot. I still have 2 hours before the next things that I'm planning to do are going to be here. You know what? We are just going to stand in the Cape Side apartments. I'm actually going to just take a quick comfort break for 5 minutes. And then when I come back, because it's not something we've actually done yet, I am going to read the core rulebook of the board game Wirral. So, I'll be right back. Hang fire, folks. Hello, thank you very much for your patience. We are back. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's funny actually. Thinking about the homosexual underground whilst surrounded by a bunch of fascists. On the subject of that, I went to see Cabaret last night. That was fun. There's a immersive theatre thing going on in London, so my wife and I went to see that last night, and it's absolutely wonderful. Have had the opening number in my head for the last for most of today. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. In cabaret to cabaret to cabaret. Anyway, we're all.
Large letters on the front form a title. Wirral. The colourful box is illustrated with bucolic vistas. The cover art also features odd-looking humanoids. Some short,
like
some
Kale.
taller, some with pointy ears, others with ephemeral wings.
One of them might be Kale.
And sorcery adventure board game with new maps and miniatures.
Oh.
Mysterious things rattle inside. What could they be? Dice? Plastic miniatures? A fantastical alternate world full of magic and wonder?
Yep.
None of that witless man from Heimdall, fascist dross, hidden behind faux realistic allegory. Wirral is no cliché-ridden apologia for colonial violence. Wirral is pure imagination.
Which often descends into cliche-ridden apologia for colonial violence, we have to acknowledge. You call it is one of those words that sound bad but isn't.
Yes, the Wirral setting is known for its complicated system of political alignments. But if you're not into that, you can just hack your way through dungeons in search of loot. That's what most people do.
Yep. Kill the bad things and steal their stuff. Definitely not colonial, not colonial at all.
A blurb on the back reads, "Tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Escape to Wirral. Leave behind e-solas and nations with their petty squabbles. Discard electricity, magnets, and boring technological widgets."
Again, this all just sounds very funny to me because I live because I am from an area just down the road from a place called the Wirral. So yeah, discard electricity, magnets, and boring technological widgets, largely because you get mugged.
Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities. Discover the terrible secret threatening Wirral. Can your band of adventurers save the world?
Yes, we're ready to take on this challenge.
Exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice.
Actually, somewhat related, makes you think of Wonder Home. I have a copy of that. Actually, I have a bunch of books of RPGs that I have got through Kickstarter, which have just over the course of the last year been rolling in. So like I got Wonder Home. I would definitely like to play Wonder Home at some point. But yeah, I've got the Paranoia Kickstarter. That was really good. I got Wonder Home. I bought a copy of Worldwide Wrestling RPG, which you know, SJ, because you were in that. And also is one I've done on stream. And then most recently, actually two most recently. One is the Avatar: The Last Airbender game, which I got the version that has the really nice custom dice. So that's really cool. And the most recent one that arrived is Die by Kieran Gillen and Rowan Rucken-Deckard Games. And that I was not expecting to arrive. I'd actually forgotten about that one. I knew it was like in the backlog somewhere, but I got the one with like the DM screen and the Again, custom dice in a very nice dice case. Though I will say, they made a game of it. It was kind of always designed alongside the comic to also be a game. But yeah, the whole idea is you play a bunch of characters who used to hang out, had a falling out, and then get back together when the GM, who has the D20, summons you all, and then you all get dragged back into the world. And actually, it's kind of referenced in the comic. If you go in the very last pages, it implies that the world of Die is kind of constantly dragging people in from other dimensions and reshaping itself to their specific needs. And it's a direct shout out to both just like the world that's been built anyway, but also the fact that this is a real game that people play. And canonically, every single... Sorry, Kale. Die is a comic book series by Kieran Gillen. Basically, are you familiar with the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon from the 80s? Because that's right, cool. So you know how the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon from the 80s finished before giving any plot resolution, therefore actually technically trapping the kids in the world of Dungeons and Dragons for a non-specific amount of time. It is a D&D isekai, absolutely. So premise is when these kids were like in their mid-teens, they all went round to a friend's house. They rolled up some characters. They each got a special magic dice, and they got Jumanji'd into a fantasy world. And then they showed up again 3 years later. One of them was missing. One of them of them had their arm chopped off. They were all deeply fucked up. And then 20 years later, they kind of got dragged back into that world because their friend, who they thought was dead, has been resurrected as the game master and pulls them back in. It's a really cool horror comic. I highly recommend it. Kieran Gillen absolutely slaps as a writer. And yeah, as whilst they were running through the series, which I think was about 30 issues, actually no, it was maybe 18. So somewhere between 18, 20 and 30 issues. But in the back pages of each issue, Kieran Gillen would talk a little bit about the history. Because actually it also kind of does like a lot of parallel talking about the history of board games. So there's stuff about how the Bronte sisters had like effectively a D&D campaign with their brother. And like basically were playing toy soldiers and writing down their adventures in tiny little miniature newspapers. And that kind of goes into like people like Tolkien, who were playing things like who came up around the time of war games as an actual strategic tool. So yeah, there's a whole thing about it kind of really plays with the history and all the various people who have in some small way contributed to the idea of tabletop role-playing. It's a really cool series. I highly recommend it. But yeah, as I say, they wrote a source book to go along so that people could have their own Die adventures. And again, it works on the basis that people who have become... Basically, you kind of have two halves to the game. And the first bit is you create your characters... who are people who had a similarity or similar pastime, or in a group together and went their separate ways, coming back to kind of give it one last chance, with the GM being the inciting person and dragging them into some kind of fantasy world. So the example I think is given is like you get a band that broke up, come together. The GM is trying to get them to hash out their issues and go on that one big tour once again. And yeah, they kind of have to work out how to get out, if they want to get out. Do they want to stay in this fantasy world? And yeah, you can run things like that. I have idly thought of running one of like VTubers who used to be in an agency that collapsed, but then I'm just like, that feels like I'm just going to dig up all of the drama of various VTubers, and like that just feels like a bad time when I think about it. It's like I think that could be fun and funny, but it also could be taken a little bit personally. Dysfunctional Black's Polycule meets up to reminisce about old times. Absolutely could do that. Also, hey Daisy, I'm just talking about Die, which is a tabletop RPG, because I'm reading about a tabletop RPG in the book, in Disco Elysium.
In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair, conjuring up forceful magics to aid your quest. Don't forget heated arguments escalating to physical confrontation with your friends.
Too real. One second.
And beer. Lots of beer.
Also true.
And most importantly, never forget to rage quit if the dice don't go your way.
Oh god, it knows that I'm thinking about save scumming.
You pry open the box. Inside you find a folded up map, a small booklet, a 24-sided die, and
24?
a little plastic figurine. It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs.
Why 24?
You don't know much about dice, but this one looks pretty damn fancy. You place the die into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side. You see a man in ragged clothes wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm.
A D100 does exist? We could show it to the dice lady. We probably could, actually. We should. Also, it's a black powder system. Interesting.
A leftist revolutionary. A communard. He looks lost. A stranger in a strange land. Most likely, he was just stuck in the wrong box on accident.
Ah. Yeah, D100s are usually 2 dice. It's true. Yeah, you have percentile
you pick
dice.
The figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you, his face contorted into a disturbing shout. A reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, Lands of Wirral. The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows,
Birkenhead, for
forests, hills, lakes and seas, also with odd names.
The Mersey.
It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever seen a helpful D&D map. Like, unless it's one specifically for a campaign.
A quick guide to the magical races of Wirral. Create your own hero, choosing from any of these completely unique and fantastical backgrounds. The options are in order of importance. The Welkin, the Tueog, the humans, the fairy folk, and the pygmies.
So you don't have dwarves, you do have pygmies. Okay.
The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being powerful magic users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight.
Yeah, pretty elves. Pretty much elves.
The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do. You stuff it back inside. A quick guide. The options are in the Welkin. The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But
elves are boring as
if
shit.
You're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do.
SJ, I agree, but counterpoint, humans are even more boring than that. Particularly in D&D settings. Don't tell Amy, fair enough.
A grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold. and other precious minerals.
They're
They're
like
also
me.
well versed in the art of combat, where they prefer to use axes and hammers.
Also like me.
The Tweog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tweog, Shield Tweog, and Dark Tweog.
Ooh, we're getting into a little bit of D&D Warhammer crossover with the Dark Dweorg.
They're just humans. What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats, and jacks of all trades.
And that is why humans are more boring.
A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their magical traps. There are no sub-races for the Fairies.
Kale, how does it feel to know there are no sub-races for your people?
The least popular of the Wirral races, the Pygmies, are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. They spend most of their days tilling the earth and smoking their pipes. There are no sub-races for the Pygmies.
It's just hobbits. Or halflings, because you can't use hobbits, apparently. You don't fly. That can be resolved. I can bench 80 kilos. Can definitely be arranged. You can definitely be arranged to fly.
A colourful box with the title Wirral in bold letters. It's
Not without
a board
consent,
game.
though. Don't worry.
An intricate web of blue. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the...
I get more distance with a hammer toss? That consumes an hour, yeah, absolutely. Anything else? Psychological realism, pass. Okay, cool. There was something I was going to do. Hang on. People specifically mentioned it. Unfortunately, I got massively sidetracked. Oh, yes, we were going to chat with the, we were going to chat with the Dice Lady. See if she has anything to say. I don't think she will, but you know what? We're going to... We have the time. Probably easier just to go in through here. Gonna need my torch.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Moment.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master. Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
Nice. Also, the average Tessie, thank you very much. You got an early start tomorrow. Just popping in quickly to say hi. Thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Barbell to the floor.
And thank you for the resubscription.
For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard this?
It's fine.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Oh, no. Sorry, I just wanted to talk to you about this board game, but okay. Sorry. We are indeed tossing Kale, yes. Kale was mentioning that they can't be of the fairy race because they don't fly, and I said that could be arranged. Wait, what was the most locked sentence? Daisy, you've just missed us looking into the book about the Wirral. So we're just going off of one fantasy subtrope. It's fine, I promise. We unfortunately can't intimidate a racist any further, which is a real shame. Did we kick Gary's ass? No, he left. He left. It was really annoying. I think I know what triggered it. So we got the composure. We now. That being said, we are on about 12% into, I think, being able to smooch Kim, maybe. I don't know, we're thinking about the homosexual underground. That's a thing. We're also going to meet some communists. So, you know, all good times. Oh, and later we'll get shot. You know, as you do. You can't believe homosexual underground is a fucking thing. We lost the armor chest, but we gained homosexuality. Yeah, and truly that's the real victory. Good day, homosexuals and communists. I should start using that as my as my stream starting phrase. Do we have any...
It's the ledger you found in the train.
No, we don't have anything there. I don't think I can...
The face of King Freecell smiles at you. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. The writer, G. Martin, remarks dryly that good thing your rent-paying days are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Okay. I wanted to see if that gave me any particular insights.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man.
Okay, that's... Is there anything... What about this?
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. the surface of another planet, or some ancient temple. The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich.
What else happened when you were on your errands? So Gary disappeared. We got Homosexual Underground. We now know where our gun is, and we have a meeting with the person at 10 after we've met with the communists. That's kind of the big thing.
Next to you, the shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there. Why are you talking to a gum wrapper? Yes, from the height of antiquity, a long, long time ago. Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger, like a glow, with every breath you take. Whatever petrochemical byproducts they used to create this artificial flavor have bonded tightly to the wrapper. Or is that just your memory filling the gaps? Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes, made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Feels very, very familiar. Harry, please, you were supposed to discard it.
Okay, we're not going to read the fascist screed. Need to do something to kill 40 minutes. What could I do?
The door has braved no answer. No answer.
Fair enough. I can sit on benches? Good call. Yeah, because otherwise I'm just like running around and I kind of want to get to this communist meeting tonight. Where is a bench?
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty? Your money disappears into the coin slot. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible, a half-sunken sea fort, its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it, its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind. This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onug, written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Pericarnassian church, a star, a great moral height, to be strong. The church looks old and weather-worn. Around the large wooden building you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Ah, they assume I do this before the tent gets moved. Ah, there we go, there's a bench.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Yeah, I'll think deep thoughts for an hour. Right! Off to meet the communists.
Picking your nose.
Communists, then getting shot. Probably. Is it in here? Wait, where's the Cape Side Apartments then? Is it here?
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room.
Maybe upstairs then? These are the Cape Side Apartments, right?
This door is made of metal. No one answers.
Oh no, where do the communists meet? Maybe... Oh wait, maybe upstairs in Cindy's place? Oh, maybe up there.
Hello again, officer.
As you approach the metal grill, you can hear several
there you
voices
go.
having what appears to be an animated discussion. This must be it. Beyond this door lies the beating heart of radical communism in Martinez. Somehow, the night air softens the smell of trash and sea brine. As the breeze pulls through the canvas like a shuttle through a loom, you catch a hint of something unexpected. Something earthy, warm, and burnt.
Weed?
The acrid smell of failure. No, that's just slightly burnt coffee.
Oh,
a
fair
smell
enough.
you would recognize anywhere.
Just look at this pig, sniffing about after hours.
Why didn't you say the secret door was right behind
Must
you?
have slipped my mind. You know how it goes.
The metal grill is cool to the touch. The clang of metal reverberates all along the scaffolding. The voices coming from the other side fall silent.
Who's there? Is that you, Maurice? Come crawling back already. Get out of here, traitor.
Oh, I'm not actually Morris. I'm here to get organized. Can you help me?
For a moment, silence.
What's the passphrase?
It is, remember Dobreva and Abadanid.
There's no response. You begin to wonder whether they've slipped out some back way. No, they're still there. You can feel them back there.
Alright. The key's taped to the back of the door frame. Just make sure you put it back when you're done, or we'll all be locked out. And do wash the concrete. It just kind of falls away, in places.
Have fun at your underground meeting, pig. Hope it's a blast.
The two young men are either oblivious to or ignoring your entrance. Their attentions are fixed on whatever it is they're stacking in the middle of the floor. Matchboxes, it appears.
I think it's holding, Alexis.
It is. It's holding.
It's definitely not holding. Those matchboxes are stacked so haphazardly, it's like they want them to collapse.
Careful, careful. Damn, hardly any difference.
He shakes his head and then looks at you with barely concealed irritation.
You're late.
You should know the meeting starts at 10 p.m. sharp.
There's a great deal of tension in this young man's shoulders, more than someone his age should bear. Meanwhile, his companion inclines toward him, eager to catch every word that dribbles from his friend's mouth. Don't let them see you flustered, sire. Play along.
Okay.
He's taken your measure, like an ideological boxer stepping into the ring.
We all have to take precautions, especially during these delicate times. What matters is that you've made it, and that you've done the reading.
Uh-oh. No one said anything about reading. You'll just have to wing this one.
Hell yeah, reading. Yes, definitely done that.
You have. Excellent. Let's hear your critique then. They always say that when they haven't done their reading.
Damn it.
Well, this is getting awkward. I'm not sure what you're expecting to find here then.
There's profound consternation in his voice. You suspect it's about something bigger than your not having done the reading.
Maybe he can explain himself.
What were you doing with those Mac
The
boxes?
young man frowns at the little pile of boxes on the floor.
Nothing, just messing around until the meeting started.
They're watching those matchboxes awfully intently for two guys who are just messing around. It's almost as though they were trying to create the most unstable structure they could, with predictable results.
What exactly are you
In
doing?
the most generous sense, I would say we're cultivating revolutionary consciousness.
Okay.
Yes, that's probably the best way to describe it.
But more specifically, we are running a reading group. The most rigorous and theoretically advanced materialist reading group in Martinaise.
Comrade Steban is a great discussion leader. One of the best at the university.
It's obvious they take this group of theirs extremely seriously. Whatever you do, don't compare it to a common book club.
Reasonable. Sounds like my jam.
That's our whole thing. The world is so shallow, all noise and repetition. We're interested in genuinely radical critique.
Precisely. We are not interested in senseless parroting. We like to read critically.
Within the contours of Mazovian historical materialism, of course.
Okay, do they teach that at university?
Huh. As though you can call that problem teaching.
One thing you learn quickly at university is that you're not going to find a real education in any lecture hall or discussion seminar.
Uh-huh.
We are post-attendance, basically.
Right.
Exactly. The only worthwhile part of the so-called École Normale des Recherches is the library. That's where we've made our greatest critical strides.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. I can see, like, getting a lot of reading done and, like, research on a variety of topics. I can respect that.
We study all the foundational texts of Mazovian theory, of course. Just last week, we finished the second volume of Puncher and Watman's Innocence of Capital.
Truly extraordinary.
And before that, we spent 6 weeks on State and Plasm.
Uh-oh. You can feel your attention span rapidly deteriorating.
Uh-oh. Force myself
We've
to keep
also
listening.
read Wertmüller's The Megastructure of History. And before that, Real and Reality.
Communist theorists love puns. In case that wasn't obvious.
Hablars une paix infernale.
The original Fisdale translation. Not that watered-down revisionist garbage.
These two deserve the Order of Honor for bullshitting. There's no way they've actually read all this stuff.
Obviously.
But, of course, our special emphasis is on the theories of Ignaz Nilsson and his followers, especially the inframaterialists.
Okay, who are the inframaterialists?
You're not familiar with them? It's pretty advanced stuff. You may not be ready for it yet, gendarme.
Okay, so let's start with Ignaz Nilsson then.
Only Krasmazov's most trusted lieutenant, the evangelist of the revolution, and the founding father of the People's Republic of Samara.
It's hard to overstate how unimpressed he is that you've never heard of this world historical individual.
I hadn't even heard my own name 4 days ago.
He also happens to be the greatest communist theorist after Mazov himself. It was Nielsen who first postulated the existence of ideological plasm, which forms the basis of inframaterialist theory.
Plasm, huh? Sounds like a hell of a drug. You might want to ask about it.
Write down electrochemistry.
The young man sighs. His companion looks about furtively.
What do you mean? This is the reading group.
There's just two of you?
We're in something of a rebuilding phase.
Some of our former comrades didn't have the ideological fortitude our work demands.
So what happened to them?
Intellectual attrition is maybe the best way to describe it. Felix said he couldn't keep up with the reading on top of his classwork. And Susanna wanted to read text other than Mazovian theory. Like novels, if you can believe it.
Truly horrifying.
Imagine the audacity of wanting to read a novel in a reading group.
We've tried recruiting new members, but unfortunately the current intellectual climate is pretty hostile to inframaterialist thought. These days, if you're on the left, the ascendant schools are the Godwaldians and their iconoclasts.
I mean, we did establish this was this is like that even I subscribe to the concept of no true communists. There's people who have made communism their whole personality. Pretty much, yeah.
Don't forget about Maurice and the turnips.
Right. Then there was the whole turnip debacle.
Oh, explain.
Whatever this turnip business is about, one thing is perfectly clear. These young students have a much deeper understanding of communism than you do. You could learn a thing or two from them. If you can convince them, you're one of them.
Okay, what about
They're the most depressing school of communism. They love writing long books with a patina of Mazovian theory to cover up their cheap psychologizing.
A gang of cheap psychologists and intellectual midgets. Typical Gottwalders, in other words.
It's okay for Uli to say that, because his dad is from Gottwald.
Right, okay, sure. What's so depressing about their theories?
The Gottwald school believe that intellectuals as a class are incapable of sparking revolutionary change. So all they can do is critique capitalism from inside itself.
Okay, interesting. I can definitely see that as a thing, because this is kind of something that's an ongoing question, like, from what I understand, is that, you know, sometimes when you do make politics a very much a intellectual pursuit, it does mean that, you know, people who don't have the time to do the reading are not going to be able to engage with it as in depth. Red tubers, yeah, I guess to an extent, but I mean, anybody who kind of is a public intellectual or a working within a capitalist system.
In other words, they have lost faith in their own relevance.
That's why they spend all their time smoking cigarettes and writing long works of criticism that make you want to commit suicide.
I mean, it just sounds miserable.
It is miserable. That's probably why they're always committing suicide. You see, the Gottwald school look like communists. They talk like communists. But scratch the patina and you'll see beneath that they're just depressed liberals who've read too many books.
Which is just another word for communist.
For starters, they love talking about beans.
Beans?
That's right. Iconoclasts are obsessed with beans. They love thinking about beans. They love counting beans. But most of all, they love building models to predict how many beans there'll be in the future.
What?
Nota bene, iconoclast is an extra pejorative form of the already pejorative name Mazovian economists, a moderate school of Mazovianism which advocates the gradual transition to communism through carefully managed economic modernization rather than violent social revolution.
Oh, so incrementalists.
They're by far the most bean-centric school of communism.
Ah yes, the much maligned bean counters, ensconced in their think tanks and high-rises, believing they can save the world through a series of incremental, assiduously technocratic reforms.
Okay, so what's wrong with making progress through moderate economic reforms?
Oh, please. There's nothing moderate about their love for counting beans. If I were a Gotwaldian, I would probably diagnose them with Bonenfixierung.
Literally obsession with beans.
You see, iconoclasts claim to be communists, but in reality they're just liberals with hard-ons for spreadsheets.
I mean, there is definitely a thought about things like the, I would definitely like to see, if there was a change in the world, I'd far rather see it be incrementalist than violently revolutionary, speaking for myself, because, I don't want to see, like, a bunch of people get put against a wall, regardless of which side of that wall I'm on. But also, like, if you kind of see the end goal of socialism, communism, left-wing thought being to kind of remove things like money and capital as a concept, ultimately you still have the issue of that needs to be adopted globally all at once, because otherwise, like, if you want to go from a communist state to a non-communist state, and that communist state works without money, how do you, like, then get to do things outside? Like, that's just not a viable thing. People who want revolution were just looking for an excuse for violence. Absolutely.
Of course not. The only people who actually call themselves liberals are mouth-foaming reactionaries.
Basically indistinguishable from fascists. You'd need an X-ray machine to tell the difference.
That's not to say revolution isn't called for. It's true, but, like, revolution doesn't necessarily need to be violent overthrow, in my opinion.
Cindy is
something of an ideological auxiliary, perhaps.
She's an anarchist.
Yes, that's exactly how I would put it. And naturally, we support her radical counter-liberal aesthetics.
But she refuses to submit an essay, so we can't call her a member of the group per se.
That doesn't stop her from using a room for studio space, of course.
Okay, and let's get on to the turnips.
It's an unfortunate story. You see, our ex-comrade Maurice is something of an economist.
He's studying macro and microeconomics.
Right. So a few weeks ago we were discussing the extra physical capabilities of the revolutionary state. And Maurice said, what were his exact words, Ulex's?
It was unbelievable. He said, turnips don't care if they are grown by communists, moralists, or Welkin. They grow just the same.
Okay. I don't see the issue.
Just a minute. Steban, Ulixis. Why do those names ring the faintest of bells?
Good question.
You should get to the bottom of this when you have the chance.
Basically, he was rejecting the whole foundation of inframaterialist theory.
Which is...
What is this inframaterialist business they keep blathering about?
Okay, yeah, let's go on for that.
Simply that under suitably revolutionary conditions, crop yields naturally increase relative to non-revolutionary crops, which Morris somehow has the gall to deny.
What the fuck? Like, it's not naturally... So, just to highlight this little bit of, like, my take on this, it is definitely, like, under suitably revolutionary conditions, it is definitely possible that crop yields might increase. However, that is more likely to do with the fact that with the conditions of work. For example, as I mentioned, worker co-ops actually tend to be quite productive because everybody has a stake in that business, and thus people put more energy and effort into the work that they are doing. Everyone has a choice in the work that's being done. Everybody gets a share. Everyone gets a stake. You are more of a stakeholder. Therefore, you have more connection and incentive to be involved. That could also happen with a growing co-op. It's not that they're naturally going to increase because the soil is somehow revolutionary.
Susanna said that he has been hanging out with some non-communists lately.
Oh, you're yeah, we're back to the
For
Puritans.
us, the question boiled down to, if you don't even accept the basic ideas of Nielsen and inframaterialist theory, why are you in the reading group?
So you expelled him from the reading group over an argument about turnips?
Well, it wasn't so much that he was expelled.
He just quit coming. We haven't seen him around for weeks.
Go ahead.
I know you
don't
two
think
from
so.
somewhere.
Unless you've been hanging around the cultural studies faculty at the École Normale de Reversal.
Perhaps he subscribes to La Fumée.
That's sarcasm. He does not expect you to subscribe to radical communist.
Ah, there you go.
You've read our article.
For the first time since you've met the young man, words seem to desert him.
That I did not expect.
Well, don't keep us on tenterhooks. What did you think of the essay?
The delicate egos on these boys. Even though you're just some cop, they're desperate for your approval. Hey, you're not just some cop. You've got highly developed critical faculties. Now's your chance to show them off.
I do agree about the issue of the issues they raised with regards to rent.
Well, of course that's just an initial foray into the subject. We're hoping to return to it for a more substantial treatment next term. In any case, I'm glad our piece found its audience. That's always the hope with these things, you know.
Okay, is the reading group accepting new members?
We typically only accept new members once per semester. There's this whole process with essays and presentations on assigned topics. But given that we have some extra seating at the moment, I guess we could be convinced to expedite an application or two.
Stefan, you can't be serious. For gendarme?
I am serious. As materialists, we've got to adapt to conditions as they are. Besides, he'll still need to pass the interview portion of the entrance process.
Oh, we are definitely doing the interview portion.
Assuming he's even still interested, that is.
What's there to be scared of?
Hell yeah!
You've really been cracking the books these last few days. You can go toe to intellectual toe with any reading group in Martinez.
That's pretty good. Tell them about how you smell, communists.
You've spent a not inconsiderable amount of time arranging the works in your mental library by theme and period. All the ideas and references you'll need are ready at hand. Now, chin up. You've got this.
Cool, this is just the group I've been looking for. When do we start?
Oh, you want to start now? Sure, we can manage that.
You've caught him off balance. The momentum is already in your favor.
Go ahead and take a seat. Since we haven't had time to prepare an exhaustive questionnaire, I think we can keep this interview more freeform. Why don't you tell us a bit about the books you're interested in? And we'll just see where the conversation goes.
Okay, for me, it's just about finding the right thing at the right moment.
We prefer difficult books. Books that might destroy you if you don't destroy them first.
That's enough, Uli. It's the gendarme's opinions we are interested in.
Can I read? I read enough to teach Kim a board game.
But to Comrade Ulix's point, isn't there value in reading really difficult books? Just for the sheer challenge of it.
I'm more into works of pure imagination like Whirl.
Wait, you play Whirl?
Are you fucking kidding me? I bought this as a bit to say that was the thing I definitely need to bring to a communist meeting. Fuck off if this is actually going to play out.
And just like that, all trace of irony drains from his voice. This is a good start. They're starting to loosen up. You feel relaxed and in control. Soon, you're all animatedly debating the political subtext of character creation.
This fucking game is fucking... I literally said I'm gonna buy the book as a bit because I was making a joke about how the fucking communists would definitely be a D&D group, and the fact that I actually got into on this, that's fucking beautiful. Oh, fucking hell.
Come on, let's really impress them. Overturn the race class paradigm. The more esoteric, the better.
I'm just saying it's heavily implied that Welkin are the bourgeois of the Weir Al setting.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah. Race class paradigm overturn.
Combining the best race with the worst race. Not sure about the skill progressions, but I bet the role-playing opportunities are wild.
The young man's companion says nothing, but the expression on his face reveals a begrudging respect for your experimental approach to character creation.
Brilliant.
But seriously, the next campaign, you've got to be there. I need to see this hybrid in action.
Fantastic.
These kids are eating out of your hand, practically. Another quarter of an hour disappears. The questions come rapid fire, but you have an answer for every one.
The fact that reading that goddamn book set me up so well to do this is just bananas.
Now you can sense things starting to slow down. The interview must be reaching an inflection point.
But now I'm curious. Do you think there's value in reading so-called practical non-fiction?
Listen, books are fine and all, but to be straight with you, they're no substitute for a real story.
Okay, we'll bite. What sort of stories are we talking about?
How about a tale of adventure, intrigue, and daring-do?
Sounds like old-fashioned revolutionary espionage. Let's see where this goes.
Now you're getting somewhere. These boys aren't even bothering to contain their interest. They want to see how you weave the threads of this story together.
But I still don't see what the lady driver had to do with a strike standoff.
What'd you miss? We've gone on to telling them about my investigation in Wild Pines. Thank you to you both.
Clearly there's a lot of ins and outs. It almost reminds me of a Dick Mullen novel.
Another quarter of an hour disappears. The conversation bounces back and forth. Whatever their pretensions, it's clear these two have been craving something real. Now you can sense things starting to slow down. Time to wrap this tale up.
We do. I'm very aware of that time. As long as we get there by 2, it's fine. So anyway, my current theory is that she's somewhere along the coast.
Makes sense. It doesn't seem like there's anywhere else she could have gone. I suppose we'll have to leave it there. But listen, gendarme. We could use someone with your breadth of expertise. With just a little more theoretical background, I think you'll be able to make some real contributions.
Yes, I would say he's got serious potential at least.
Besides, it's inconceivable that we turn down a fellow Viral enthusiast. And with that, welcome to the most ideologically advanced materialist reading group in Martinez.
Victory!
Here's your first assignment. It's an overview of inframaterialist theory. A little basic, as you'll see, but one has to start somewhere.
I'll add it to my extensive reading list.
You're going to fit right in, I think. Come back when you're done. We'll be here pretty much every night after 10 p.m. Do be sure to take your time with the reading. We'll be eager to hear your thoughts.
I'm not even going to bother asking this because there's seriously...
Clinching? No.
We think of ourselves as more of an intellectual vanguard.
Okay, actually, good question. Is your reading group affiliated with the Union?
No, we're an independent organization. We acknowledge and respect the Union's efforts, but our interests are more theoretical than Mr. Clare's.
He speaks the truth.
No, unfortunately. The communards were hunted down and killed nearly to a man. All that's left of them are bones and old rifles. Not exactly the second incarnation of Kras Mazov, is he? What's it for? Right. Of course it is.
They don't even do anything. They're real communists. Absolutely. Could it be the Phasmid? The true hallmark of a communist intellectual is tweeting a lot. It's true.
Hello again, officer.
Okay, so you're not giving us anything, eh? Okay, we are just gonna go get our gun back. Question mark. And then we'll wrap up for the night. And I have no idea how much longer this game is. Like, I definitely feel like I'm on a time limit, but I also haven't spoken to the main witness yet, so maybe we're okay? And I think it was in this build, wasn't it? Where am I? Oh god. Well, at least I can just I know exactly where home is in a second. I think it was I think it's this one. Go on, this way, this way, this way. Oh, the music feels nice and sinister, that's good.
There's nothing else to do with...
Okay, it just looked a bit... Oh, hello. What's this? I'll say that. Oh, this is just... No, this is where Anarchist got shot. Okay, it's not in there, I guess. Okay, so... Actually, we should get tooled up for this. What do we think? I'm thinking not Esprit de... Actually, this woman calls herself The Pigs. Maybe I should go Esprit de Corps. Should definitely go... Thing is, I genuinely don't know whether to go for pain threshold or what. Pain threshold? Pain threshold over composure? Okay, we can do that. We got a bit of composure, a bit of pain threshold. I mean, do we sacrifice the pain threshold? I mean, do we go with the boots? Bit more authority? Oh, that reduces composure though. Nah, we're gonna keep it as this. Maybe, you know what? Go for half light instead. And also a bit more reaction speed. Just to be on the safe side. That's the same. Give this a shot. Oh, through. Okay, this wasn't open. Was this open last time? I have no idea. Oh, money. Big wine canister that is open and...
The smell. It's awful and familiar. It doesn't help. Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Yes, a sense of dread washes over you as you look ahead.
Oh no.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes. No, you see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. It's hard to concentrate. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Yeah, we found a body.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom-made. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand. The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench.
Rough.
Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Yeah, it does have that vibe of this could have been us.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time. Rubowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you... First, you need to talk with the lieutenant. Then report back to the station. This is too complicated to handle on your own.
Okay, that's for tomorrow then. Okay. Right. Where the hell is this person with my gun? Hi, Kim. Hi. Guess what we found? Hey, this is definitely the boardwalk, right? Is it further up? Oh no, it's not in here, is it?
An old door.
Hang on. Old fish market at 2200. Get your service weapon. Just walk past the fishing village until you see the boardwalk. Well, I've been round the boardwalk. Where the hell is it? This kind of looks like a fish market, but I'm very explicitly not seeing anything.
A metal payphone. You hear the tone. The machine.
Yeah, we'll go back to that. Right now I want to find this woman. No, seriously, what am I missing here? Oh, wait, is that a... No, that is not a door you can get in. Can't get around there either. Hang on, bear with me 1 second. Hang on, where the hell... Where is the goddamn... Sorry, just having a bit of trouble with this particular bit of gameplay. Where the hell are they? Yeah, it is definitely an issue. I mean, this is where it's meant to be.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable. Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. End of tone.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre? Do you have any news about Pierre? He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. Fine young man. But who are you, then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow. It's a shame what you did to our country. This is because we are bred to be leaders. I can hear the common or mixed background from your voice. I just so wanted it to be Pierre. pleasant evening,
Disconnect tone.
Okay. Okay, well, let me go up these stairs again. I'm looking at, because it definitely said she was meant to be there between 10 and 2. Okay, give me a second. Let me quit out of the game. In fact, let me do two things. One is I will go into the church, then come back out, and then I will quit out the game. Maybe it just doesn't like the fact that I fast traveled to get here? I don't know. Because it definitely says... I definitely said she'd be there between 10 and 2, is the thing. So here's the phone booth. I see no person. So, you know what? We will go back over to the Fisherman Shacks. So it was something that I believe Inland Empire said that she will be there at 2200 until about 2 o'clock. I'm just going to quickly quick save. Go to the main menu. See if that helps. If not, then I guess I'll have to come back tomorrow night. Maybe she only triggers when Kim is around? The thing is, I am using the button to show if there's, like, interactable things, and there isn't. What's up, Kale? I don't understand that message. Can you go further up from here? No, the only thing I can find that lets me go further up is... Unless I can go back here. Like, the only thing I could do was go further up. Oh, do you mean up, like, the coast? I can see. Nothing back here that I can do, is there? You a screenshot of the character is clear on the wooden portion? Yeah, I think there might be something going wrong. Is there anything that suggests that she doesn't spawn incorrectly? I mean, on the plus side, at least I'm near to my shack, so I can just easily roll into bed. Yeah, I can kind of get into here. But again, there's just nothing interactable. Like, if I press tab, it highlights green, anything I can touch. Like, you can see here, if I get the angle right. Like, there's no further in I can go from here, because there's just detritus everywhere. And the only way I can go further up this way is where the corpse is. So whether it's, like, tied to the corpse and they won't let me pass until the corpse has been moved, I don't know. Maybe it's being weird because you had the communist event? Maybe. Try tomorrow night? Yeah, I think that's going to be what I've had to do. And in real time, that will be on Thursday night. Because, yeah, I think we're going to leave this here for the time being. Which, actually, you know what? We're going to go back to my shack. We're going to go to sleep. And then we will wake up in the morning. And we will tell Kim about the corpse we found. Because I feel like that's going to be something he'll want to know about. And then we'll go and interview the witness. But you know what? Let's not dwell too much on a bit of a oddity. Let us instead acknowledge the fact that we have got a lot done today. We have made contact with the communists.
It's getting cold this late.
We have made progress in our investigation. We now know the identity of the person who was attacked by the corpse before he became a corpse. We have started to do research into the homosexual underground. In a mere 3 hours and 23 minutes, we can think more about our personal state of the world. I don't know. But yeah, I think this has been good. We also got to know our communists over a nice old game of D&D, which, you know what, isn't that the true meaning of communism after all? No, it's not. But okay. Anyway, I'm going to quickly find somebody to raid. But yeah, I do hope that you folks have enjoyed this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure streaming for you. As I say, I'll next be back on Thursday playing more Disco Elysium, and then we're probably not going to there will not be any Hollow Knight this weekend because I will be away again. But then I think that's the last time I'm away for a little while, so we'll be cracking it back on with that. Anything else that I need to make people aware of? What? I don't know. So we have a few people. There's somebody who called Lucky Bun who is streaming right now, who I've been following, who seems like a pretty nice person. Who else? How many we got? How many we got right now? Yeah, why not? We'll go run over to them because they're having a birthday stream. Why not? I like that content. I've enjoyed what they've done before, so yeah. Go for it. Why not? Why not? Let us see if they will accept a raid. Anyway, yes, lots of fun tonight had in good old Revachol. We have screwed over basically everybody we could who is involved in the case, and I feel pretty okay about that. We're also now becoming part of the homosexual underground. We're running all over the show trying to find my gun, and we found the communists, and they play D&D. All told, pretty good time. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure streaming for you this evening. And until next time, I've been Loxley, Savior of Strategy, the Caprine Card Shark, the Board Game Goat. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra. And good day, communists and homosexuals.